Tri-City Sports Now, you got Marky Bilson here. Got to do something about how, as the show goes on, my hair starts looking like Captain Kangaroo for the Facebook viewers. We had somebody mention that. Very fine hair I have here, so. Used to have much more of it. Not only the fact that one gets older when they're male, the testosterone and all that, but there's also the fact that, I told you. Is it any surprise after I gave you that, linking Wasp with the Greenville-Johnson City game last night, that I could, that I had long hair back in the day. I was a real, hairband guy. That was, it's still me. It's still me. Like I said. All right, let's start. You know what else is me? Giving you as much ETSU coverage, and hopefully the best ETSU. We do the best ETSU coverage, because I'm the guy that asks the tough questions. Everybody else is like, oh, tell us how great you are, ETSU. And of course, ETSU really likes to tell everybody just how fantastic everything in the world is for them, even when they're mired in a 37-game losing streak. Let's remember that. Anyway, Brian McLaughlin, he's a writer for Hero Sports. I wonder if have we had Brian McLaughlin on the show? I wouldn't be surprised if we have, because we've done some stuff with the Hero Sports people. They do a nice job in covering the FCS, filling a niche, and they're doing their previews of the various teams. Now, SoCon John Hooper and I, on Monday, and you can listen to this and watch it on archive, we mentioned that ETSU is picked third in the Southern Conference by Street and Smiths, and we kind of both thought, I'm seeing some predictions maybe just out of the top 25, and you go 8-3, and people, they start saying, all right, sure, but of course, new quarterback, wide receivers aren't that good, defense, front line, but you're losing Dylan Weigel, some special teams losses, this sort of thing. It's not a sure. To tell you the truth, considering how many times ETSU was touched by an angel last year, and how badly they played at times, fumbling the Jacksonville State game away, Quay Holmes, you had over here, first day of the season, a 7-7 tie, barely beat Mars Hill, barely beat VMI, barely beat Western Carolina, if not for a missed chip shot field goal by the Catamounts kicker. Yeah, ETSU season could have been a lot different. Mercer has to start a backup quarterback. They almost beat the Bucks. Bucks almost lose a 17-0 lead to Chattanooga, who figure to be something of a sleeper in the Southern Conference this year, although we've got some news with them that I need to give up. But anyway, the Hero Sports, they have written up, Brian McLaughlin has, their write-up of ETSU for this season. They say the key game of the year, October 5th versus Wofford. Home game against the potential SoCon frontrunner, and it's likely that they will be the favorite. Could tell us a ton about where ETSU is heading in 2019. By this time, the Bucks will have a month behind them, the majority of SoCon schedule ahead of them. They'll have gotten their victory against Shorter out of the way. They'll have defeated VMI. They'll have lost to Appalachian State, so that's at least 2-1, and then it's what do they do against the likes of the Citadel and so on. So, all right, so they could be 2-2, and they might be 3-1. It's like last year. Of course, ETSU lost to Wofford last year. They won 8 games for only the second time since 1969. Of course, in those 50, that's really 37 seasons, isn't it, though? Because 13 years they didn't have a team. Or was it 12 years? No, it's 37 seasons, actually. But you got to get a new center in Matt Pike. 4 starters return on the O-line, of course. Dylan Weigel, this sort of thing. Austin Herring. The belief by McLaughlin over at Hero Sports. And again, I've done this myself where you're typing up capsules of various teams and you're really going on rosters and stats and, SID reports and all that. It's something to go on. Don't get me wrong, and you can get an educated opinion, but it's not going to be tremendously in-depth. I mean, you're not there, saying, oh, he runs faster than him, that sort of thing at a practice or whatever. But, of course, they do mention that Cade Weldon, if not Chance Thrasher, ought to be the QB. But what McLaughlin says the secondary of ETSU is, and I quote, clearly one of the best in FCS football. At least when the coach isn't slapping Tyree Robinson in the head. And the beat writer is misspelling the name Robinson. Anyway, you've even got in the secondary a guy like Artavius Smith, they say, that can play, a nickel or so. They also like the fact that Nazir Player returns in the box. I'll tell you about that here in just a second. Our take from Brian McLaughlin, Hero Sports, here it comes. Comes down to chemistry. Last year, this program won in a gritty style with a core of seniors that had a lot to do with it. 6 of the 8 victories came by a field goal or less, but this Bucs team always seemed to be finding a way to win and stay atop the conference standings. Program finds its identity early. It's a 7-victory ball club, at least. That is very high praise because I think the ETSU Buccaneers could win 7 games this year and actually be a much better team than last year, especially when you look at the schedule. Because let's face it, it's got 2 automatic losses on it, Appalachian State and Vandy. And then you've got Wofford, but they come to ETSU. The league will be a gauntlet again, but the program ought to be up at the top. SoCon John Hooper, and he doesn't have a dog in on. He keeps saying, ETSU, yeah, they look pretty good on a gridiron to me. Now, again, I came out of spring practice thinking, I hope that the Buccaneers go back to the single wing. I hope they don't throw a pass all year long. Because, this was not a team that was displaying a fine passing game. And they only had one quarterback, that could even get out on the field. And he's probably not going to be a factor this year. It's either going to be Weldon or Thrasher under center. Let's face that fact right away. But, guys, there is something there. Now, again, you lose Pike, but you got 4 starters returning on the line. How does that work? Wide receivers are suspect. Running backs really aren't. SoCon John Hooper thinks that Quay Holmes, Ernest Biner fumble at the end of the playoff game or no, is the best running back in a SoCon. That's high praise. Could Nazir Player be the best defender in a SoCon? Who seems to think so? Athlon. Athlon Sports just gave a list of FCS players that could be drafted. And the one player that came out of the SoCon was Nazir Player. Now, of course, he used to play at Temple. So he's a former D1 FBS guy. But he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And that's kind of interesting. I always was looking maybe at Tyree Robinson for the 2021 draft. Player in 2020? Athlon seems to think so. And I think that has more going for it than all these manufactured preseason honors that the SID department releases. Not that I blame the SID department for releasing that, but you get these honors. Well, now, what is this again? And it is sort of, why are we talking about this? You've got that element to it. So, anyway, Hero Sports seems to be kind of high on the Buccaneers for the 2019 season. Like I said, Street and Smiths ranked the Buccaneers 3rd behind Wofford and Furman. And that sounds about right to me. All right, I'm Marky Bilson. I want to tell you, they're closed today. They will reopen tomorrow. I'm speaking, of course, about my favorite restaurant, Asian House. They're in the shops in West Walnut. You can even take a bus to a Johnson City Transit. I'll be going there for lunch, but what a lunch it will be, because the Chinese dishes start at $5.99, but you get 10% off if you mention my name. And they've got a diverse menu. I mean, we all know about Kung Pao chicken. What about Kung Pao beef? Yeah, they've got it. So if you like it spicy, Asian House, well, it's not too spicy. You know what I'm saying? Not overwhelmingly spicy. Of course, there are big things. The Happy Box meal, and I'll take 10% off of it if you mention my name. Happy Box has crab ragoons. It's got the egg rolls. It's got vegetables, your choice, white and fried rice, and 20 mouth-watering traditional Chinese dishes. You know what traditional Chinese, the lo mein and all that, But it's a lot of food. Most is going to set you back, less than $11 for any dish if you mention my name there in the Happy Box. Because you get 10% off, you see. So that's, at least that's before taxes, so you really want to get down to brass tacks. All right. So that's what's going on. Where is this? By the way, before I tell you where this heavenly restaurant is, I got to make your mouth water again. Sushi. I always talk about, can the Tri-Cities be more cosmopolitan? Now, if you have a place that's serving sushi, that's serving sashimi, the grill, as well as a tremendous amount of just really whatever Chinese dish that you like, they're going to have it at the Asian House. That's someplace special. So is someplace that'll give you 10% off just by mentioning my name, Marky Bilson, Tri-City Sports Now, 1420 WEMB Sports Radio. Now, as I said, where are they? Well, they're in Johnson City on your way to Jonesboro. It's the shops in West Market, so you know West Market Street, past State of Franklin. So on your way to Jonesboro. You turn left on Leisure Lane, if you want to know. That takes you into the shops in West Market. And of course, there's plenty of parking, and it's the shops in West Market. So, honey, what do you say we go shopping tomorrow and eat at the Asian House? See, there you go. And there's a bunch of places, that you can do that at. They haven't paid for advertising, but trust me. And like I said, the Asian House gives you a lot of food for not a lot of money. You can see their menu at goasianhouse.com. Just go to goasianhouse.com. Tom always takes care of you. Now, here's something else. You may be listening right now. It's got the radio on. You're grilling out there. And you know what? How does the 4th of July picnic come out? One of the neighbors doesn't show up. You bought too many hot dogs, that sort of thing. You start eating too many hot dogs. Yeah, just like the Nathan's hot dog eating contest commentary I gave you at the start of the show. You wind up, you can't even eat another one. You're feeding your dog on the sly. You want something a little bit. Asian House, come on tomorrow. They open up again tomorrow, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. They'll be open all weekend. Right there, shops in West Market, 321 11E. Either going to Johnson City from Jonesboro on your right, or coming from Johnson City, shops in West Market on your left on the way to Jonesboro. Again, I cannot stress enough, 10% off. Just mention my name, Marky Bilson. They'll do it for you. And like I said, something different after all those cookouts, or even in your next gathering. Gosh, I burned myself on a charcoal, or whatever. Won't that gathering go well with Chinese food or Japanese food catering? That's what Tom will do for you. GoAsianHouse.com. It'll give you all the great details. They open up tomorrow at 11 a.m. Bigger and better than ever, as I said. I think you ought to go there. When we return, the XFL they're making some waves again. Oliver Luck used to be a quarterback for the Oilers and BYU. He used to be the athletic director at West Virginia. Now he runs the XFL. I'm going to tell you a little bit what's going on there. Tri-Cities Sports Now coming back after this.
WEMB Sports Radio.